Sweet Aunt Jemima has the time come. Sweet Aunt Jemima has the time come, bro. Oh no, no. I sat down in the chair. I downloaded the chapter. And I pressed 974. And when I looked at the words Onigashima, I tossed that chair out of the way and pressed the red button, dude. Has the time come? So you're telling me the flashback ended with the Kyoshiro and Komurosaki stuff last chapter? I don't know. Dude, so I was told, I believe it was Wednesday night / Thursday morning, like 50 times. Like, yo, the severity. I mean, dog, the amount of messages that made me believe, it really made me question. I was like, there's no way. There's no way, right? Because I was like, yo, I'm getting way too many messages. So it was either people were looking out for me because I got spoiled last week and they didn't want me to get spoiled again, or this chapter is legit one of those chapters. So the past couple days, especially today, I was thinking, especially on the way home, I was like, man, what can possibly happen for it to be one of those chapters? And then it hit me, man. It hit me like Speed Racer going 100, dog. Where we're currently at in this story, no matter where Oda goes, in the flashback of Legends, in the present times of Awesome Sauce, or in the Santa Hat level around the world chapters, it don't matter, son. Because regardless of where we go, it's gonna be legendary. And I'll tell you why. Because it's the best-selling manga in history, dog. Are you kidding me? Nearly the second best-selling comic of all time. We wear it with pride because it's the GOAT. And it's One Piece, dog. See? We're getting better. We're starting to whisper, yell, you feel me? Like, we're getting back into action, man. Let me get some water, though. Yo, we're feeling good, man. But, dude, I hope everybody stays safe out there, man, with this whole craziness going down. But yeah, yo, stay safe, stock up on whatever you need, because who knows how crazy it can get from here on out, man. But we are here today to read the greatness and the awesome sauce, bro. I have been sweating, waiting for this chapter to be released, and it's gonna be a wonderful week for me as a One Piece fan, because I'm gonna be able to read this chapter, and then I'm gonna have the episode to react to, and then Stampede comes out on Tuesday, man. So I'm super stoked to finally get to watch that again, because my first initial experience with that movie was in the theater, and to follow that up, man, had to save it for whenever it came out on Blu-ray. So I'm super excited to watch Stampede again, man. On Treasure Cruise, I've been having massive luck, man. I pulled Stampede, Luffy, my boy is a GOAT, like, yo, Sabo and Koala, like, we're going into, like, somewhere, man. But anyways, let's get into this chapter, bro, because this title has me sweating, dog. I'm out here sweating like I'm Charles Barkley, man. You feel me? Or like Michael Irvin on television, dog. I mean, somebody has to hand me a towel or something, bro. Onward to Onigashima, bro. I swear, if I turn this page and it says present time and I see Kaido, bro, I'm not ready, bro. I'm not prepared. Who's prepared for Onigashima, bro? My man Oda stated earlier this year in the Jump Festa thing, or I should say late last year, that this is what he's truly been wanting to write. And it scares me because all of Wano so far has been magnificent. This flashback is of Legends. But he's like, this is what I want to write. Bro, I'm shook, bro. Oh, I still have a flashback. You see, there's a sense of relief, bro. There's a sense of relief to where I'm like, I wanted to continue the flashback, but there's also a sense of flaggers. Can you imagine turning that page and seeing Onigashima, man? But anyways, I'm super happy that we're still continuing this, because I was really enjoying how last week's chapter ended with the whole Komurosaki and Kyoshiro stuff, because it's Yoshiwara and Wano, man. I mean, that Denjiro revelation, even though I got spoiled in the revelation itself, the fact that he's also Yoshimitsu Kozo, and the fact and how Oda, like, put that all together and structured it to connect so well with Komurasaki and keep that entire story thread continuing from earlier on in the arc in Act 2, because it really, especially after rewatching it, or well, I should say watching it in the anime just a couple of weeks ago whenever I first got back on the channel again, and just watching all those episodes and remembering how Act 2 goes through all that stuff, and then going back and rereading a lot of Act 1 and Act 2 after last week's chapter, because I really wanted to see Hiyori and Kyoshiro and the threads that connect them to Wano itself, and you know, just going and having a deeper appreciation for the way that Oda has written both characters in the way that he has, and you know, that chapter last week was magnificent. It was magnificent, son. So let's get right into it. I have more coins for you, Yoshimitsu. So she refers to him as Yoshimitsu. That's very interesting. Like, of course, she wouldn't use his name Denjiro, because Denjiro would immediately alert anyone. Like, can you imagine somebody like somebody like a Shinobu, or just like an Oriwabanshu just chilling on the ceiling? You say the words Denjiro and you just get sniped on sight on some Clover stuff in Ohara. It's like Yoshimitsu, no, Denjiro. He's popped on sight. What'd you say? You said one of the 9 scabbards' names? Especially with like how shook I'm sure Orochi must have been in this era of any of the 9 scabbards' names. I'm sure he must have had the entire Oniwabanshu on lock. Like, yo, anybody even says the words, freaking Kinemon, Momonosuke, you feel me? If they say any of those words, kill him. Any of the scabbards, son, you're putting yourself in danger again. Well, the money checks out. I will go distribute it. I will go distribute it in Ebisu Town. Thank you. Please remember to wear your blood bags under. I can't talk today, man. See, this is the hype. The hype is getting to me. Please remember to wear your blood bags under the kimono, my lady. Orochi is completely smitten with you, and he has no idea that you are Lord Odin's daughter. I'm sure that must be difficult for you, man. You don't even know Kyoshiro, and I'm sure the future you will know, right? But you don't even know, man. I mean, how much Hiyori's had to persevere through this entire process. Having to keep this secret, you know, having to be extremely strong, and having to go to the lengths into which she has in order to protect both her family and her own identity, because she realizes that the future of Wano rests on the plan that went down in that day. As much as it hurts, and as much as I'm pretty sure she must have wanted to see everyone, she had to persevere throughout all those years. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Denjiro, man, for sticking by her side this entire time, knowing the risk involved, but not giving a flying flag, man, because he realized that his duty goes before his life, man. And it's that type of stuff that really makes you respect somebody's honor. And we know that with Wano and with that era and culture, honor and sacrifice were 2 big things. And we see the sacrifice that that Kyoshiro has done in order to maintain a new level of honor, man. I mean, seriously. In order for him to do this, if the time comes, we will separate Komurasaki from Orochi through death in order to keep you safe. My guy said, listen to me, bro. My guy said, yo, if the time comes, that's it. Yo, Kyoshiro's insane. My man said, yo, that's all it's gonna take. That's it. We're just gonna split them. I'll be fine. We're almost there. We're almost to 20 years. The days that they had been waiting for so long. A few months ago. Oh, so we're getting really close to the present. They've come for me, the ghosts of the past. They've really come. Toki's powers were real after all. Yo, this panel is really, really nice, bro. Like, just look at how dynamic this panel is. Look at Kaido, Kinemon, Kanjuro, Raizo, Kikunojo, Momonosuke. See, I'm telling you, the 5 of them have leapt into the present from that very day 20 years ago. Does that power really exist? They escaped from that burning castle? And I'm glad that Oda decided to show this, because I had been wondering for how long Orochi had known that they were alive. Because obviously, they had been running amok with Luffy and company throughout Punk Hazard and Dressrosa, and then of course going to Zoe and taking out Jack as well, thanks to Zunisha. So I was wondering just how long something like that would take to reach Orochi's ears, especially since it's Kaido's territories. and places where like Kaido's people and his underlings are governing the entire thing. And usually they're so scared of Kaido that they immediately report everything to him, right? So I had been wondering, like, how long would it take for that to reach Orochi's ears? And I'm glad that he's given that to us here. They've come for me, the ghosts of the past, man. I'm telling you, my man's was shook. Look at him, bro. You sure someone isn't just getting a rise out of you because you're terrified? I'm sure of it. Look at this letter. And I'm glad Kaido was like a voice of reason. Like, bro, aren't you sure are you sure like somebody's not just pulling your leg here, coach? Keep watching the shores. I'm certain you'll spot people leaving the country. Yes, sir. Well, don't kill them if they're still alive. I've got questions for the Kozuki survivors after the last 20 years. Oh, snap, bro. My man wants to do a whole Q&A. A whole Q&A. This man is a trustworthy one. This man. He was born into a popular theater troupe, but he lost his parents right on stage due to the persecution within Wano. The only life he knew was in the theater. This man. Did I miss something? Did I miss a page? No, yeah, it's a silhouette. So we're not supposed to know who this person is. This man is a trustworthy one. He was born into a popular theater troupe. If he knew he was in the theater. Now that he was utterly adrift, he could only survive by acting out a role. By acting out a role. You were a descendant of the main Kurozumi family? That's right, and I got rid of the people who killed your parents. Oh, so he's talking about the older folk? No, but they're all looking down at some place. Kill, but our vengeance is only just beginning. You will live your life as a true Kozuki. And ultimately without a single soul noticing, you will die as a Kozuki. And we see someone standing here, and he's handing him the fruit. The fruit I'm sure that he still has to this very day with the dragon. That is the grand role that I give you for the stage. Can you play it for me? So there was someone else there? Let me go to the previous page real quick. That is the grand role that I give you for this stage. Can you play it for me? And we don't see who this person is. Is this the traitor that we've been seeing this entire time? That's been like behind the scenes in Wano? What do you call that? Is that Instant Messenger Sama's son? Bro, look at this thing. This thing looks like the world of goo. It looks like Goop from Ben 10. What in the world do you call that? I've always been searching for the right place to bury my bones. It would be an honor. His only pleasure is in becoming another person. Dog, this thing is spooking me, bro. Look at this thing! Every time that I went to Odin Castle to borrow money, he brought me twice the necessary amount of the safe. It was only because I had that stockpile that I was able to join forces with you. The information he brought about that fool Odin's raid was helpful too, I assume. But the part that made him truly insane was at the execution. He was fully prepared to die alongside Odin. It is. He has no mind of his own. He lived as a perfect vassal of Kozuki until I stopped him. And he sent me information all the while. Oh my god. And he's a traitor. But who? And it's gotta be one of the 9 vassals. So it's someone who was there on that day. Oh man, bro, I can't do this, dog. I can't do this. So this dude, this shapeshifter, my God. The part that made him truly insane was that the execution, he was fully prepared to die alongside Odin. He has no mind of his own. He lived as a perfect vassal of Kozuki until I stopped him. And he sent me information all the while. Bro, who? He was so faithful, it was almost eerie. Present day. Oh my God! And no, it has been 20 long years. So it's confirmed the traitor is in law. The traitor isn't anyone who, like, we had been thinking of, or like was here in the present day now, bro. This traitor is someone who was there all those years ago. But who could possibly have done this? I mean, dude, knowing the type of man that Odin is, knowing the type of dude that he, bro, even if I was the traitor, I'd go to his side. You feel me? Like, dog, knowing everything that this man went through, seeing it firsthand. Dog, I'm shaking, bro. Since the tragic death of the legendary samurai Kozuki Odin, it is a story of the deep grudge between the Kozuki clan and the Kurozumi clan working with Kaido. And right here we see Toki, Orochi, Odin, and Kaido. In order to fulfill Kozuki Odin's wish of opening the country, the samurai left 20 years into the... Oh, we're back in the prison. Samurai left 20 years into the future. And after several months of risking life and limb, they found like-minded allies to the cause. And Oda specifically leaves out every single one of the vassals except for Kinemon and Momonosuke, bro. This man's insane! Bro, my heart, dude. Their fervent hopes were not in vain. All in all, they amassed an army of 4,200 warriors with weapons and ships. If all goes well, the soldiers for the raid will gather on the evening of the Fire Festival at Tokage Port onward to Onigashima. And that was the last thing that we saw, bro. And then everything just went completely awry. Do not hold me back, Lord Momonosuke. No, stop. This is suicide. If only all had gone well. Kinemon, Kanjuro, Raizo, Kiku, Kawamatsu, Dogstorm, Ashura, stop. Where are you? Stop where you are. There wasn't a single one of the 4,200 soldiers that should have been present. And there were signs of destruction at the port with stormy weather all about. No escape route. We have not given up, Lord Momonosuke. Our lower numbers will allow us to sneak into their midst undetected. Then I might plant my katana into Kaido's neck. Yo, Kinemon legit wanted to plant that thing into Kaido, dude. As long as we still live, we shall never give up. And we see Kiku. But then we see every single one of the others. Kawamatsu, Raizo, Inarashi, Kanjuro, and Ashura Doji. But it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't this mean that our plan was leaked again? I thought the same thing. In fact, I suspect we all did. I didn't want to consider this possibility, but it might be the one. Here we go. But it might be that one of us is in league with the enemy. But at this point, I do not even want to know. Yo, sometimes ignorance is bliss in this type of situations, man. Master Kin, this isn't like you. If you're unprepared to find the traitor, cut him down and move onward. Then none of us can do so. But whoever it is, they will not confess. Kiku is right, Kin. Let us clear it all up now. By acknowledging that it was me. It was Kanjuro all along. No. So you're telling me that after all of that Odin went through, and then not only just Odin, bro, he saw Odin firsthand, but since Dressrosa, he saw the man who inherited Odin's will in Luffy, and saw everything that he did for Rosa, everything that he did for Zoe. And now here. And he still turned, knowing how much this means to so many people. Does his grudge truly run that deep? But damn it, it kind of makes sense. You know, because if you're looking at the rest of the scabbards, you see that the connection runs extremely deep. Right? Like if we go back and we think back to, at least like on the moment, think back to Inarashi and Nekomamushi. You think back to Kinemon and Kiku. You think back to Kawamatsu. You think back to Raizo, Ashita Doji. You know, you think of all these different individuals. And you see that all of them had a story that deeply connected with Odin. But with Kanjuro, it felt like we got the least amount of that out of all of the characters. But it still hurts because this dude that Kinemon had been searching for, he specifically left Punk Hazard to search for Kanjuro, his comrade. He went to the Dressrosa, knowing how dangerous that was, with Luffy and company, to go find the flipping traitor, bro. That's gotta hurt Kinemon, man. Kinemon was willing to give his life for this dude. This isn't funny. We all nearly boiled to death in that pot together. And that's right, nothing would have completed my role better than to die with you. Ever since I got completely lost my will to go on as a child, I've been searching for my place to die. Listen to this. Ever since I completely lost my will to go on as a child, I've been searching for my place to die. The man you thought I was never existed. I shared joys and sorrows with you all, earning your absolute trust, hating none of you and meaning you no harm. The one thing I did was continually send Lord Orochi information. You see everyone's shocked faces, man. Why would you do such a thing? My name is Kurozumi Kanjuro. Need I say more? When our first plan leaked, that wasn't because lost subordinates squealed. I shouldn't be surprised that Yasui exhibited quick, clever thinking and gave up his life to change the meeting place at the last second. But as soon as that information made its way to me, his death was officially in vain. What a sicko, bro. So not only does this man admit that he just betrayed them, took advantage of them, of their emotions and everything that comes with that, but then he states that Yasui's death was in pain, dog. It was in vain. It's like, not only do you make fun of them in the spot, but you have the audacity to step over the lives that were lost in this entire time, dude. Look at this panel right here, man, in the bottom right. It has Kinemon and the tears going down his face, bro. And Zoe, you should not be able to reach Zoe without a Vivid card. Then you think it was suspicious when Jack showed up there? It was there all along. Everything makes sense. Because that's when it was originally brought up. It was in Zoe. How do they know? And of course, because we just got to Zoe, we questioned the minks. Who would question the people that came with us from Dressrosa? Why didn't you suspect any of us? Why didn't you suspect your own? Oh my God. And the entire fleet is just popped in front of the raft. Why didn't you suspect your own until it came to this? It shouldn't have made sense to you, none of it this entire time. Hey, it's true, just like Lord Orochi said, there's a little boat heading for Onigashima. Wow, look at these idiots. I can't believe it really is all those Akazaya samurai. And our spies among them, is that you? Indeed. Bro! This man Kinemon! With no hesitation! Dog, no hesitation! My man was ready to catch a body. He was ready to catch the body. And of course, he shapeshifted, man, out of there. What is this body made of? I could have kept my secret and sunk to the bottom of the sea with you, true to my role to the very end. But Lord Orochi stopped me. He said, well done, the final act is finished. Once I bring Momonosuke to Onigashima, that is. So Kanjuro's gonna bring Momonosuke to them to make this a rescue arc, man. What? Lord Momonosuke, why is Kanjuro back at the port? Then what is this one? Of course it was a painting, dog. Why wouldn't it be? Now it makes sense. How he was able to shapeshift out of there. How he was able to create multiple versions of himself. Because he can just paint it. And this entire time, I thought Kanjuro's character was so cool. Especially early this year. When I figured out that his character is pretty much like a really nice reference back to what's-her-face from Final Fantasy VI. Dang it, I forgot. My mind is so melted right now. I can't even remember her name. Oh my goodness, bro. Yo, this man Kinemon was ready to catch a body, bro. He said, screw all that. Cut his head off on the spot. But of course it was a painting. Man, bro, like my brain is just in one end, on this end, it's trying to compute everything I'm reading. On the other end, it's trying to go back to see if there's any clues that were left behind. And on the left, there's like a part of me that doesn't want to believe it, bro. And even though, like, I wasn't even that connected to Kanjuro, I just thought it was a cool character. But the fact that it actually was one of the Yakuza at 9, like, it hurts. Because I know how much Odin loved these dudes, bro. And Kinemon as well, dog. Like, yo, these dudes loved each other like family. And when you think back to that flashback and you see something like this, now I understand why Oda had the flashback take place in the middle of these two chapters. Of the chapter before the flashback and this chapter that takes place after it, man. Now it all makes sense. He wanted to deliver that emotional gut punch, bro. But I'll tell you what, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know, dude. Yo, this just ramped up the emotional connection to this Onigashima portion of the arc like tenfold for the scabbard characters in particular. But the Kanjuro we know couldn't paint that well. I didn't even notice that he painted really nicely. He was just, excuse me, he was drawing those ugly drawings on purpose. Can't you sleep at a time like this? Is the ship fixed now? How can you sleep at a time like this? Is the ship fixed? Ooh, I ate, I slept, and now I'm awake. That's when I'm the toughest. And it fires. Is that Luffy? Is that Luffy? Is that the king? Bro, please. Bro, where's my glasses? Bro, I need to see the king with my own two eyes, bro. I need to see the king. Bro, I know that score anywhere, dog. Sorry, we're late a little. That's gonna be the good. Who is that? Look at these waves. I thought we sank all the enemy ships. Bro, I'm sorry. Yo, the camera. Go up, camera. Come on, man. Dude, this thing has me shook. Come on. There we go. That's stable enough. There's something down on the seafloor. Who takes a rowboat out to the sea in the middle of a storm? Are you crazy? Is that Law's ship? Don't take the sea for granted, sir. That's Law. That's Law, bro. That's Law. Now we're taking fire from other direction. I saw those ships and samurai hanging out in the ports like idiots. Is that Kid? Bro. Kid. Bro, no, bro. No, stop. Bro, I thought we weren't gonna see all of them together until Onigashima. I thought we were gonna see all. Hold on, coach. Wait. I saw all those ships and samurai hanging out at the other port like idiots. What are they doing? I nearly sank all of them I nearly sank all. I can't read, bro. Hold on, coach. Dog, come on, please. Just stand. I just need the camera to stand for 5 seconds. All right. Yo, that's Kid, bro. I know that metal arm anywhere. I saw all those ships and samurai hanging out at the port like idiots. Really do, I nearly sank them all to get out of the way. Oh, that looks like... Sir Luffy, is everyone alright? So you should have after all, Jackie. No, they came on different ships! What in the world is happening? Like I'd let you have the glory for taking down Kaido. Why didn't I hear about this when you're at sea? Oh, wait, I gotta turn the page. Yo! Dog, it's over. It's over, dude. This arc is up. Man. I wasn't sure I was gonna do it. I wasn't sure. I kept hearing the words, the legends. Like, yo, this arc can surpass Marineford. This arc can surpass Marineford and hype, son. And I was like, how is that possible, dude? But this just broke the straw on the camel's back, dog. I don't need to see any more Yonko. I don't need to see any more characters show up, and if they do, fine. But dog, for me, right? For me, who goes back and rewatches this arc so much, who goes back and rereads that Sabaody greatness, right? I've rewatched that scene. I have reread that scene with Law, Luffy, and Kid together so many times. So many times. Dude, camera, please, work with me. Work with me, dude. Sir Luffy, is everyone alright? So you shut up after all, Jack. What was happening? Like I'd let you have the glory for taking down Kaido. Why didn't I hear about this? And yo, Momonosuke's yelling for Luffy. This doesn't make sense. They said we just had to sink a few samurai in a rowboat. But these guys are pirates. The worst generation. I thought they were locked up. Hey, you. Don't pick on a samurai in a rowboat when you're at sea. You fight, bro. Look at how gold they look. Look at Law, Luffy, and Kid, bro. Bro. Dog. And there's a chapter next week, March 26th. Yes, bro, dude. So I get to watch Stampede this week and see, because that was like a dream, right? Seeing all of them together. And so like the first half of that movie is so amazing, just to have all the supernovas together and fighting, bro. Oh my god. Dog, to actually in manga form have a scene with all three, dude. When you're at sea, you fight against pirates. But look at how goat Luffy looks right here. Look right. And my man's Kid is ready. Law is ready. See, I had been wondering the entire arc, what is gonna happen? How are these characters all gonna get on one place? How are all of these characters going to make it from point A to point B? You feel me? Like I had been waiting to see the entire time. How were they gonna make it, bro? Like, I thought Luffy was gonna arrive first, followed by Law, and then Kiddo coming in the middle of the arc. They're all invading together. They're in front of one of Kaido's ships right now. Oh my god, bro. I can already tell what's next. We're about to get a Blue No moment, dude. We're about to get a Blue No moment. I guarantee you, either the people on this ship or the numbers are about to show up and try to make it so this ship makes it back to Onigashima, so the Momonosuke actually gets captured. If that ends up being the case and the numbers show up, I see Kid, Luffy, and Law one-shotting numbers. Watch, bro. When you're at sea, you fight against pirates, bro. Dog. What a chapter, bro. What a chapter, dude. We had been waiting. Now I see why y'all told me to get off social media. Now I see, man. Now I completely understand, bro. Because not only does this chapter end the flashback, but this chapter answers the question of who was the traitor. It was Kanjuro all along, man. Yo, I'm so hyped, I can't even talk, bro. This man, Kanjuro, had been plotting and working this entire thing out for all of these years. even traveled with them into the future. And now he's seeing firsthand. This is why I'm like, Kanjuro, are you stupid? Do you see her picking a fight with, dog? Like, I know you aligned yourself with a Yonko. But look at these three, bro. Look at how boss they look. Bro, this in the anime is gonna be gold. It's gonna be gold. Dog. Luffy, Kid, and Law, bro. Go again like swim. When I thought this entire time that we were about to focus extremely heavily onto like the plot of Onigashima and what was going on in the Fire Festival before we even saw any of these characters, this is a massive surprise for me, man. I did not see this coming. I did not see us seeing Luffy so quickly, let alone Luffy, let alone Law and Kid, right? The king, dude. It feels so good to see him too, right? Because we haven't seen him since October. The flashback started on my birthday. So we haven't seen him since October, son. It's March. Holy flag nards, bro. Oda pushed through this chapter, man. More stuff with Komurasaki and Kyoshiro. Damn. Of all things. Oh, flag nards, bro. Yo, this is gonna be madness, son. This is gonna be madness. Because like I said, I was really expecting an Alabasta type of start to the Fire Festival. And what I mean by that is like an espionage stealth mission, which is could possibly end up happening. But the fact that all three of the Caps are ready to go up and like swimwear together, bro, has me so excited, dog. So does that mean that the person who Law went to go get in chapter, I believe it was 955, was it Kid that he was talking to whenever they went and head off? But no, it says Luffy told Kid in here like, oh, you shut up too, Jaggy. Where is it? Yeah, so you shut up after all, Jaggy. Like, I'd let you have all the glory for taking down Kaido, dog. The entire arc with these three, dog. Amazing stuff. I can't, dog. That's like the ultimate. Like, Onigashima was about to be GOAT, son. Like, Oda took the classic flashback route where you're in the middle of something, and in order for you to feel what is truly coming next, he gives you this flashback. And what's crazy is that within the flashback, he didn't even give you that much time with Kanjuro. Almost to throw you off guard. Like, yo, Kanjuro and Raizo really didn't get as much time as like the other characters did with Odin. So it really made you think, right? And then even some of the other characters, we didn't see him for a lot of part of the flashback because of the whole Roger and Whitebeard stuff. So when you get out of the flashback, the Komurasaki and Kyoshiro stuff, you know, linking it to Wano. And then Kanjuro reveals that it was him all along. Like on some Vince McMahon, I am the what was that thing? The higher power. Vince made it was me, Austin. And this time Kinemon was like, it was me, Kinemon. Yo, man. Kanjuro's a sicko, son. But you know, somewhere deep within me, it makes knowing how One Piece is, I feel like when Kanjuro's either life or his will comes to an end, to where, you know how Oda likes destroying his villains, he shatters their will. I feel like when Kanjuro's will to exact this revenge and this grudge gets crushed, he is going to repent and apologize for everything that he's done. And is going to accept that all those memories that he made under Odin and with everyone else were actually happy memories that he cherishes. And that's something that I can truly see happening, right? But until that point in time, Kinemon versus Kanjuro is going to be amazing. Even if the battle itself is more of a battle of words than an actual battle, I just want to see the confrontation again. Bro, Kinemon was so heated He cut off his head, not knowing that it was actually a painting. He was gonna wax him on spot. That's how pissed Kinemon was, bro. Finding out who he truly was. Kinemon said, screw all of that, dog. We taking it. Dog, this is a dream come true, bro. I know not only for me, but for y'all too, dog. Because I remember at the beginning, or whenever we got to Punk Hazard, I was so happy because I was like, yo, Law and Luffy together, and they've been together for so long that it kind of felt natural, just having Law and Luffy on the same screen. And whenever I saw Kid early on this arc, and whenever I saw him in Stampede, I was like, bro, it brought back like that Sabari type of memory of like Snap, Law, Kid, and Luffy in the same area. And now with this panel, it truly brought me back with the Sabari. I'm like, yo, Law, Luffy, and Kid. And what's crazy is that I can't even imagine One Piece without the supernovas. And Oda said that he came up with the supernovas that week, bro. Like, let's go, dude. I cannot wait for the next chapter. Thank goodness there's no break next week. Just seeing this panel makes me so happy, dude. Seeing Luffy again, because it's been so long. It's been like 2 volumes worth of content with no Luffy. And for him to show up again with Law and Kid, bro, it just brings a different sort of energy, you feel me? God, man. Amazing stuff, dude. I will see y'all next time. And have an awesome day. One Piece greatness. Let me know what you thought about this chapter in the comment section below, about everything, about the fact that Luffy, Law, and Kid showed up this early. I'm not sure if y'all were actually anticipating this, but I was not anticipating this in the slightest. Like I said, I expected the Fire Festival to start first. We go on an espionage mission. Luffy shows up like the Moby Dick did in Marineford, popping up out of nowhere. And then after that, Law and Kid would show up after that, but no. They're all going there. They're invading together, bro. They're invading together. Not only that, but then we also got who the traitor is in this chapter. And I'm definitely curious on seeing all of your thoughts on Kanjuro being the traitor. Because, like, for me, even though it definitely hurts because any of them being the traitor hurts, but I feel like I'm most distant to him because we've had the least amount of time with Kanjuro in terms of him being with the other scabbards and being with Odin. Most of our time seeing Kanjuro has been either in the present or in the present, because I was gonna say either in Wano or in Dressrosa, but it was truly most of the time we saw him was in Dressrosa and in Zou. And then we've seen him bits and pieces in Wano and of course within the flashback, but mainly during Rosa. And even then he wasn't even there that long. But man, dude, seriously, to know that the first person that they picked up on this journey back, whenever they went to go rescue the individual that they wanted to get from Dressrosa, and knowing that Kaido probably had that plan the entire time to make them come to Rosa so that Doflamingo could catch the W and body Luffy and Law there, and Dofi could not body Luffy and Law, and Luffy and Law ended up winning that entire battle. That must have gone against Doflamingo's plan, because against Kaido's plans, because not only did he set it up in a way to where Kinemon and Momonosuke and everyone would show up, and Luffy of course, and everyone would show up to Dressrosa so they could be get destroyed and get taken out. Not only did that backfire on them, but they also lost their smile factory. And so Kaido back to back lost the sad and the smile, and it was all his fault. Because he had this massive plan going down. And I'm sure that had they succeeded, even back then in Dressrosa, if the Straw Hats had been defeated in Dressrosa, Kanjuro would have come out to Kinemon and told them right then and there. But I'm pretty sure after he saw Luffy and them catch the W, he was like, hold on, bro, I gotta make it back to Wano at least, you feel me? So he waited the entire time up until this very moment to tell all of them that. Black Nards, bro. Goat Piece, man. What an awesome chapter, bro. I will see y'all next time. Everybody has an awesome day. Take care.